Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to give you some advice in terms of what to do whenever negative thoughts come up, okay, or triggers come up. So I'm just going to go ahead and read a passage from this book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money, which if you know me, you know how much I love this book, okay? Every time I read this book, something clicks in my subconscious mind and I end up getting my manifestations or gaining insights or solutions to my problems, okay? Magic happens every time I read this book. And that's actually something that I say nowadays. Like every time I read this book, every time I, read like literally anything, this text, watch this reel, watch this TikTok, anytime I do, really anything in terms of manifestation, it's magic. Magic happens. Okay. That was actually, okay. Shout out to one of my followers on Instagram. I also follow her back, but like, yeah, she's the one that like told me about this. She's just like, oh, every time she reads a book, she says like, every time I read this book, I I experience magic, okay, or something along the lines of that. You know who you are, okay? That literally changed my life. So, yeah, no, thank you for that advice. And that's something that I do for everything. I do things with conscious intention, okay? Like I remember Sammy Ingram even saying, like, okay, if your way to manifest is by assuming that every time I eat a pizza, I get my manifestations, it will work. That's why any method really works. 2 cup method, the 369 method, all those like TikTok methods, the pillow method, the whisper method. As long as you assume it will work, it will work, okay? But yeah, I don't want to digress too much. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with reading this passage that I found to be super helpful, okay? So whenever a negative thought comes up, at that instant, say stop. Immediately move on to a positive thought. Do not even entertain that negative thought for a second. But remember that this is different from resistance to negative thoughts. What you resist persists. Okay, so actually what you resist persists. I don't 100% believe in that anymore. And even like a couple of things that I read, like let me reevaluate what I read right now. So I personally think that it's okay for you to feel the feelings and emotions and get frustrated and angry, but stop entertaining that stream of thought. It's okay to be sad or annoyed or angry, but don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on that thought. Okay, at some point you have to cut yourself off if you're, starting to spiral or, be on that, stream of thinking, because what you're essentially doing is creating a new neural pathway. But if you cut it off midway, then you're creating a new neural pathway that has to do with positive thinking. So, the next time you experience that trigger or that negative thought, you're automatically going to shift to, positive thinking. That's going to be on autopilot. You're going to be like, oh, well, no, this doesn't bother me anymore because I know this isn't real. I know that I'm just, the observer. Okay, I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my reality. I'm just the observer, whatever is going on. And it's up to me whether or not to internalize that or not. It's up to me whether or not to, let this affect me. Okay, one metaphor is the rain. When you walk in the rain, you get wet, right? But you don't become the rain itself, right? Like you get wet, but then it dries off. That's the same thing with negative thoughts. That's how you have to approach negative thoughts, okay? And I know this book says what you resist persists, but I do think that, like, if you resist a certain thought, maybe I just don't understand what resist means. To me, it just means reject. I do think that, like, if you keep telling yourself, like, no, I don't want this, I don't want to experience this, if you even cut yourself off mid-thought, it's gonna go away. It's gonna, like, completely, obliterate itself from your belief system. The thing is, you have to like consciously observe your thoughts. That's why, a lot of people say you are the observer of your thoughts. You're technically not even your thoughts themselves. You're just observing it and you're taking on the identity of certain thoughts. And I would say, take on the identity of, thoughts that are in alignment with what you want to manifest. But you're not your negative thoughts. You're not, that negative way of thinking. You're not your past. You're not that negative thing that happened in your past. Okay, and you don't have to keep experiencing that. You can break the cycle at any given moment, but you have to consciously, at that moment, make a decision. Okay, you have to tell yourself, like, okay, this experience, happened, okay, or maybe it didn't happen. You can also use revision. You can say, like, okay, but how am I going to like heal from this? How am I going to evolve from this? What am I going to do after this? Okay, am I going to let this become me? Am I going to let this consume me? Or am I just going to realize, like, okay, maybe this experience is a chance for me to reinforce more positive ways of thinking, or implement more positive ways of thinking into my belief system, and that are in alignment with the type of lifestyle that I want to live and the type of life that I am trying to manifest. Okay, I remember I think her name is Cher Bear on TikTok. She said that every time something negative happens, do this. thank that experience, thank whatever's going on, thank yourself, because you're the one that manifested that experience, that okay, this is giving me an opportunity to implement a more positive way of thinking and reinforce my positive thoughts, reinforce my faith in myself to change or modify this situation to my liking. Okay, everything is happening for you, not to you. And you have to understand at that moment, okay, you can either choose to embody a victim consciousness or an abundance consciousness. Which path are you going to choose? Obviously, everyone wants to be, everyone wants to embody that abundance consciousness, okay, that state of mind, that thinking. But I know sometimes, like, we can feel so emotional over the situation and get really triggered, which is why emotional regulation is so so important. And when there's a lot of different ways to do that: meditation, EFT tapping. I have a whole EFT tapping playlist on my channel, so if you're interested in that, do check that out. Okay, but it's as simple as just realizing, like, okay, this is not happening to you. Okay, this is just one experience, this is just one reality you're in, one timeline you're in. If you don't like that, you can shift to a different timeline where A, that just never happened, or B, that will never happen again, or C, all of the above. That's just not something that you ever experience in your reality. You've never experienced it. You've only ever had like a positive experience with that thing, or with that aspect of your life. Okay, that's the type of thinking that you have to have. But it's, yeah, if I could sum it up, consciously, like, be conscious in everything that you do. Okay, don't be like emotional, don't be in a victim mindset, and realize that you are the observer of everything. You're observing every single thing that's going on, and you're choosing to internalize certain things or not. And sometimes we unconsciously internalize certain things. That's why we get so emotional and reactive, right? So as much as you can, try not to react. If you reacted, that's okay. You can change that. Okay, you can process that by feeling the emotions. But in order for you to get that out of your system and get that out of your belief system, you have to, at that moment, consciously tell yourself, like, I do not resonate with this. I do not wish to resonate with this. I do not choose this. I do not accept this. And come up with a counter affirmation that is the opposite of that. Okay, come up with an affirmation that counters that. Like, for example, I know that like a lot of you are trying to manifest a specific person, and maybe you stalk their social media following and you feel like there's a third party or competition. Tell yourself at that moment, no one compares to me. I am irreplaceable. If you get triggered about a third party in the past, you're getting cheated on in the past, tell yourself, no one compares to me. I am irreplaceable. Anyone would be lucky to be with me. I am the prize. Okay, replace that with self-concept that shows to you that you don't have to be triggered by this experience, because they were the ones that were lucky to have you in the first place. That third parties don't exist because, first of all, you are all the parties. You manifested that third party based off of your self-concept. And in order to get a third party out or any sort of competition out, you have to tell yourself, I'm irreplaceable. No one compares to me. I am the best person to work with. Okay, no one can do that job better than me. I'm the best employee at this company. Okay, I'm the best lover and partner they've ever had. No one gives them the feeling that I give them. Okay, yeah, there might be a lot of attractive people around, but no one gives them the feeling, and invokes things in them the way that I do. Okay, no one is like me. I am special. I am unique. I am magnetizing. I am captivating. I am, there's something very addictive about my energy. There is only one of you, and that's exactly what you should be saying. There's only one of me. I can, my energy, everything that I bring cannot be replicated. And you have to like understand that, that thing or person or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, values you and your worth so much that, you have no choice but to manifest and keep that thing. But in order for someone else or something else to value you, you have to value yourself. Like, I am valuable, I am worthy. Okay, I am magnetic to my desires. This is also about up leveling yourself. This is about you increasing your self concept to be magnetic to your desires. Okay, this is about you realizing that it's not about changing anyone else or anything else, but changing your self concept in relation to that thing that you're trying to manifest, so that you can feel comfortable having and keeping that thing in your life. It's about you elevating your presence to be magnetic to your desires. Okay, you're not, again, manipulating anything. You're just shifting to a new reality, a new dimension where people, things, experiences are reflecting back your higher self concept. And revision 1000% works. By the way, this is also something I wanted to clarify. Let's say your specific person did something that triggered you, okay? There does exist a reality where they never did that. Maybe you're just like, oh, this person cheated on me. Can I revise that? You can. You can revise that. You can completely step into a different reality, a new timeline, a new dimension where the past is different, where everything is completely different. Your SP never cheated on you. You've never been cheated on in the past in general, okay? And you'll notice things will start changing. Maybe your SP will be like, oh, yeah, I just said that to make you jealous or something along the lines of that, okay? So yeah, do not underestimate the power of manifestation. You'll just start perceiving things in a different way and actually start experiencing that too. It's yeah, I do feel like things can actually physically change, okay? And yeah, but you just have to change your perception of certain things and assume a higher self-concept and say, just better things about yourself in order to change your reality, change what you're experiencing in your reality. Because again, everything is you. You are, you're projecting that out into your reality based off of your perception, your mental diet, and the thoughts that you're feeding yourself. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let me read the rest of this. When you notice these negative influences and thoughts arising, shut them down instantly. Yeah, and then it says bring it. I'm like not reading the entire thing because it's kind of long, but bring it into your light, face it, and examine it with detachment. So when people say detach, they don't mean detach from the manifestation itself and not want that manifestation itself. What they're actually saying is detach from the version of yourself that created that in the first place. Detach from the level of mind that projected that out into your reality in the first place. Okay, detach from that reality where you don't have what you want, so you can shift to a newer reality, shift to that new level of thinking, shift to that expanded and higher consciousness where you are experiencing what you want. That's what detachment means. It means detaching from the resistance, okay, detaching from any version of yourself that's not in alignment with what you want to manifest, or any reality that's not in alignment with the reality where you have your manifestations. Okay, so yeah, detach from any negative ways of thinking, outdated habits, patterns, limiting beliefs. Okay, the best way to transcend limiting beliefs is to expand your consciousness, is by just affirming for that thing again and again, because repetition creates belief and a higher level of consciousness. And I say this a lot, and I'm going to continue to say this, but persistence kills resistance. Okay, so you have to keep persisting. My biggest thing is repetition. I will always stand by repetition. Some things you don't have to repeat again and again for you to manifest it. But if you find that you're just not able to manifest this thing, when all else fails, just repeat, just robotically affirm. I love robotic affirming. I'm going to stick with that for the rest of my life. Okay. Robotic affirming works fast and it gives you a lot of movement. And a lot of that ends up staying. Okay. I've talked about robotic affirming in a couple of my videos. You can definitely check that out on my playlist. But it definitely does, you know, it does make your life a lot better, because then you have no choice but to think from the perspective of whatever it is that you're affirming. So even if negative thoughts creep in, they don't stay. I noticed that, like, I did have some doubts that came up when I was robotically affirming, but I was able to not get as triggered by them. They just kind of like it was like in one ear out the other ear. They completely disappeared from my belief system after a while. Or even if that thought came up, or those thoughts came up, I was able to neutralize those thoughts. Okay, I was able to detach from those thoughts. I didn't attach an emotional meaning or negative meaning to those thoughts. I didn't react emotionally. I'm just like, okay, it's a thought, and I'm observing it with a very like neutral mentality. Okay, so that's what happens when you robotically affirm. That's what happens when you persist. Okay, again, persistence kills resistance. So yeah. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's enough for this video. I do want to let you know that there is a group. I don't know why I'm talking like this, you guys. This was like the third video that I made in a while, so I'm a little bit exhausted. Sorry if I was a little bit all over the place in this video. I'm kind of like that in all videos. But yeah, I'm pretty tired, not gonna lie. But anyways, I do want to let you know that there is a group challenge going on my Patreon where we get together and manifest for everyone. Okay, so when multiple minds put their time, energy, effort, manifestation power towards the same thing, it has no choice but to manifest, right? So by being in this group challenge, you are amplifying your manifestations, you're amplifying the potency of your manifestation and also manifestation abilities, because how this works is I give you signs to look out for, and whenever you see these signs, you're going to comment, okay, I saw this sign, I intend that every single person in this group is getting their manifestation to full fruition for the good of all and harm to none. Okay, and if someone else sees a sign, that means like your manifestations are working as well, because everyone's success is everyone's success. And again, just manifesting as a group amplifies the potency of manifestations. It amplifies like the collective, right? So the power of the collective, by using the power of the collective, it amplifies your manifestations and also accelerates them. Okay, so if that's something you're interested in, the link to that will be in the description box below, patreon.com/enchantedforestfairy444. I also offer one-on-one manifestation coaching. I also custom make subliminals, and I do have a guide out on my Etsy that you can use to manifest love, soulmate love, a specific person, new love. And yeah, all of that will be on my website, which will be in the description box below. And I intend that every single person watching this gets their manifestations to full fruition. And I will see you all next time. Thank you so much. Happy manifesting.